After going through this big pile of research about the dairy industry, milk, the different milk products that we use, I'm very scared. Like genuinely, I'm scared about what the hell is going on with the food we eat. And I decided to just make a video on this, because this is not some light topic that we have to take lightly. Because as you'll find out later, it's not just you that's on the line, but it's also your kids and your future generations that are on the line. I've uncovered that 68% of milk and milk products in India are not meeting FSSAI standards, and also that 46% of milk is adulterated, which means it's watered down. Essentially, it's mixed with water. And in the study that I'm referring to, I found that 22% of the milk was adulterated with urea, detergent, and fat. I thought all of this used to be fake news. Like all the garbage WhatsApp videos used to come on my mom's phone, and she'd be like, look, this is fake milk, they're doing some shit with it, it's not hygienic, it's fake, it's mixed with different stuff. But as I dove deeper into it, I realized that milk hides a much greater secret than we realize. I'm not trying to scare you with this video, nor is this video fake news, false propaganda. You can take it as my opinion, you can take it as my researched opinion. You could research for yourself and then make an opinion on yourself. I'm not going to tell you to do anything. So this whole milk is good for you, milk started when we were kids. Milk PO, it'll make your bones stronger, it'll give you more calcium, it'll give you whiter teeth, it'll grow your height. All these different claims that were given to us as kids. And all these different claims, none of them are backed by real studies, okay? None of them are backed by real studies. Even Amul themselves claim all this stuff. The story of how milk became so popular in the first place in USA is a very simple one. It was World War I, and the US government was sending lots and lots of milk powder and milk products which have a longer shelf life to these countries. So what happened was, because of this higher demand, the local farmers were switching up fully into dairy production. So they were getting rid of their other crops, other cattle, and focusing fully on dairy production. What happened afterwards is that World War I ended and the demand fully dried up, and these farmers basically, there was just so much extra milk that had no use. So the solution that they came up to fix this was to increase the demand, and the way they did that was to essentially market milk as some kind of a superfood which is essential. They made it so that the dietary requirements for children to drink milk was 4 cups a day. 4 cups a day of milk is a lot of milk. So the calcium levels in milk, the protein levels in milk, it's not anything extraordinary. It's not more than something you can find in, suppose, I don't know, some green leafy vegetable or some other source. It's not a superfood, as in, like, for example, when we talk about a food like tofu, that you could say is a bang for your buck. It has low calories, lots of protein. With milk, there is no such big benefit. You can easily survive without milk or any kind of dairy products. Not just survive, you don't need it in your essential dietary requirements. It was only added to the essential dietary requirements because they had to increase the local demand in USA at that time, and they still continue to do so with their campaigns and everything else, right? The government is working closely with fast food companies, for example, in USA, where they are required to launch products with extra cheese in it, 40% extra cheese, or this, like some Oreo, some milkshake products. Like, so in USA, the government, farmers, and these companies they are all working together in order to promote milk. They have a clear agenda behind it. This does not mean milk is bad. It's just that they're overhyping something that isn't even that good. And obviously, America being the superpower of the world, that propaganda has come into our country, unfortunately, where we think, oh, milk, strong bones, this and that, calcium. Yes, but no. Like it's not extra. It's not like some. It's not that if I drink milk, I'll be like much stronger than somebody else when it comes to my bone mass or bone structure or whatever else. It just has a normal amount of calcium in it and protein and all the other minerals and this and that. Okay, this I agree with all this American propaganda stuff, but milk in India has a long history, even mentioned in Ayurveda and all. And to that I'll say yes, I agree. Milk definitely has an important in Indian history for many generations, but that does not mean that we claim or companies can claim that milk is a superfood, that milk is some kind of like god food that everybody has to drink, that children have to drink, that it has all these benefits without actually proving it. And I'll tell you exactly what these downsides of milk are in a second. For 1 second, think about all the different milk products and think of the amount of milk that is being consumed on a daily basis. Think about the milk, the ghee, the butter, the cheese, the paneer. So much, so like there's so many milk products. Do you like my first question about researching all of this was, can you even produce this much out of a a limited resource, which is milk comes from cows and buffaloes and whatnot? Can you really produce this much these many milk products without some kind of adulteration or some kind of mischief going on within the companies and all? That was my first question. To uncover this, I found two good voices on this that they did studies on. One was from the Animal Welfare Board. There was a guy called Mohan Aluwalia. He gave the statistics that I mentioned in the start of the video, where 68% of milk and milk products are adulterated, 40 something percent are watered down, 22% have detergent, this, that. FSSAI themselves did a study on milk adulteration. So Animal Welfare Board did a study on milk and milk products. FSSAI just did a study on milk. They found that around 10% of milk in India is unsafe to be consumed. Now the key here is unsafe, right? It's not like, oh, it didn't meet safety requirements. Like the amount of milk samples that didn't meet the safety requirements were much higher. But when it comes to unsafe, it was only about 10%. So based on my research, if the milk is coming in those standard pouches or packets, which are, they have the FSSAI logo in the back, it will not have any adulteration, meaning it will be actual pure milk without any water or any of this detergent garbage or whatever. The only places you'll find weird kind of milk will be if you're hungry and you decide to drink some mango milkshake on the side of the road. That milk, I don't know what kind of milk they'll be using. Also, the milk that is unbranded, it has a chance, it's not guaranteed, but it has a chance of being adulterated or being fake or duplicate. But overall, at large, I don't think, based on what I've read and seen, that milk itself is tampered in any way. Whether it is Amul milk or some random farmer's milk that you're buying which is unbranded, milk is not tampered, I feel like, on a large scale. But that does not mean it's safe. We'll talk about that later on. But when we purely talk about adulteration, as in they've put water or they've put all this detergent, urea, whatever these studies found, it's not there on a large scale. You don't have to worry about that if you are living in a good city and if you're buying a good branded milk. But it does not mean it's safe, as we'll talk about later. What you really have to worry about though, when we talk about adulteration and tampering with the original manufacturing process, milk is not adulterated at large. I feel like the milk derivatives, meaning the products made out of milk, the mithais, the paneer, the unbranded cheese that you eat from random places, the butter, not the branded ones. The branded ones will never have any adulteration. I'm talking about large scale. Well, like you're in a hotel and you eat the paneer. We all have had that very like chewy, rubbery like paneer. We've all had that. That is definitely adulterated. That is not original. Also, sweets, mithais, these things can easily be made without much milk. They can easily be manufactured with just a little bit of milk or milk powder, and they put the rest of the garbage ingredients. I don't know how they make it, but sweets, paneer, all the outside stuff that you eat that has milk, which is unregulated, right? So what you find in the restaurants. So regular paneer, it's like very soft. As I read, they specifically mentioned that adulterated paneer can be very rubbery, chewy, like, and I have had that. So I remembered, okay, whenever I used to go to some restaurant, the paneer would be very chewy. And I'm like, what is this? And I used to gobble it down anyways, not knowing it was maybe detergent and all that other bullshit. You don't want to worry about the milk too much. When it comes to adulteration, you want to worry about the milk derivatives. Okay, so the sweets and the chocolate, even the chocolate you eat, do you think it really has milk? No, it only has a little bit of milk. The rest is some weird stabilizers and palm oils and all this other garbage. Coming back to milk itself, let's talk about how milk is produced. Have you ever wondered how so much milk is produced? A cow has to be pregnant in order to produce milk. In order to produce maximum amount of milk, these cows are given injections. Now I've heard this on WhatsApp rumors, or they're giving injections. The injections specifically that they're given, what used to be given was oxytocin, which got banned by the Indian government. But what's popularly given is RBST. Okay, it's an injection called RBST. Now I wanted to understand the extent of RBST usage in India. While it is legal, I do not think that RBST is widely used in India yet. It is definitely used, but it's not widely used. I'll explain why. So I found this chart where it shows where cows produce the most amount of milk. Per cow, how much does a cow produce? USA is the highest. And it is widely known for many decades that American cows are given RBST. All of them are given. So if you are living in USA, you're most definitely having RBST injected cows, whatever that is coming into your milk. We'll talk about the effects it has on the human body in a second. But USA is number one, and India is very low at the bottom. Now there are two reasons for this. One is I found that desi cows are naturally less likely to produce, not less likely, they produce milk in lesser volume. So American cow breed will produce much more milk than an Indian cow breed. As simple as that. And number two is that the structure of the dairy industry in India versus USA and Europe and all these other countries is very different. In USA, for example, there'll be a big farm, and the farmer will have 50, 100, 200, 300, 400 plus cows, and it's a very organized system. It's just a big massive production line of milk. In India, it's not the case. In India, there are millions of farmers with 1 to 5 cows each, and these farmers are very poor. They can't afford RBST injections and all, I believe. So that keeps milk output per cow low in India, just because of the cow being desi cow itself, and the fact that they are not widely given RBST because it's just not popular. The farmer will just milk out the cow and then submit the milk to Amul and all these other companies, and then Amul pasteurizes it and gets distributed, etc. So if you're in India, it's not as severe as it is in USA. If you're in USA, you can easily find RBST free milk, as I found out on the internet. In India, there is also a solution, because I do not want to risk. So although I'm saying that RBST is low in India, RBST usage is low in India, it does not mean that the milk you are drinking is RBST free. It's definitely not RBST free. Keep in mind that RBST is banned in certain countries. RBST is banned in Canada. It's banned in the European Union. It's banned in Japan. It's banned in Canada. It's banned in many other countries. It's banned in Pakistan also, which means that it is a harmful substance, not only for the cows, which develop lots of different illnesses, it's a guarantee that they'll develop some kind of illness. The cow's mental health goes down, And studies have shown that it can lead to certain cancers in humans as well. Now, our scientist friends in America say that RBST is completely safe to use and it has no effects on the human body. But we all know how American establishments, medical establishments, lie to the public. We all know that now because they care about money more than the population. So these packed like milk bags that you buy, they will have RBST in them, and you don't want to buy them. You just don't want to buy it because it may contain traces of RBST. It's a guarantee. And not to mention the fact that it's coming in plastic. We all know the effects of plastic. We're definitely gonna make a video on that. You don't want to drink anything out of plastic. You don't even want to touch plastic. Is this plastic? I don't know. But you slowly want to replace plastic out of your life entirely, especially liquids. Microplastics can easily transfer into liquids, especially when they're hot. Stop drinking plastic out of these plastic milk bags. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And it has RBST in it. If you want to know more about RBST, I have links in the bio. Just search online RBST and click on the first Wikipedia link. You'll find a bunch of studies which show this. It's literally banned in countries. It's banned in countries. How can you argue that it's safe for humans? It's not. Because it's been proven. Like I don't want to be the channel that tells you exactly, oh, it'll cause colon cancer, this cancer, that cancer. It causes cancer. If you want to know more, research. If you don't want to know, cool, just believe in me. So now let's talk about the alternatives. Okay, if I can't drink the plastic milk thing, where do I get my milk from? You just said that the milk that I get from the local dairy farmers might be adulterated. I did say that it might be, but I believe that it is not. Let me explain. So there's a difference between raw milk and pasteurized milk. Pasteurized milk is the one you get in those packets where the milk is taken out of the cow. It's given to these milk processing units, which are owned by the big companies like Amul and this and that. They pasteurize it, meaning they kill off the bacteria in the milk, and then so it increases the shelf life basically. So when you drink it, it's you're less likely to fall ill. So they rapidly heat up the milk and then they cool it down and then they package it and whatever. So the main advantage of pasteurization is that it eliminates the chances of you getting ill because of bacteria in the milk. Okay, it just eliminates it 0%. With raw milk, however, raw milk is directly you take it out of the cow and then like ready to go, drink it. There's a big argument when it comes to raw versus pasteurized. Raw milk may contain bacteria, which may be harmful for you. The chances of that are so low. It is very low, and I'll make a case for why you should only drink raw milk. Raw milk has bacteria. Okay, now we all know there's good bacteria, there's bad bacteria, but we don't know anything beyond that. These bacteria, when we talk about good, bad bacteria, all this stuff, they actually live in the large intestine. It's called the gut microbiome, which is like all the bacteria in your gut essentially. It impacts your mood, it impacts your brain function, it impacts everything in your body, the gut microbiome. So pasteurization does not chemically change the milk in any way. It will still have the same amount of protein, fat, all those chemical benefits. It only won't have the bacteria. But the bacteria is what we want, right? Because the more good bacteria we have in the large intestine, the better it's going to be. Just think about when you are born also, the mother's milk that you drink, it has bacteria which strengthen your gut microbiome. The gut microbiome is useful in fighting off all kinds of different viruses, illnesses. Every time it just strengthens your digestive system, and we know that the gut is the second brain of the body. Essentially, you want to find a good farmer that is producing raw milk. Okay, if you want to drink milk, then don't go for the pasteurized plastic bag, RBST milk. Go for a local producer, all right, desi cow, which is raw, and you have to drink it like quickly, same day. Like raw milk does not have a long shelf life. It has a very short shelf life, and you don't have to worry about the bacteria because the chances are so low. In a 20-year time frame, they only got like 200 or so hospitalizations in USA. I personally don't drink milk anyways, but if you are someone that drinks milk, you want to definitely not drink the RBST plastic bag milk. You want to drink the local, it's in a glass bottle and it's like raw. It came out raw, and you don't want to heat it as well, because if you heat it, you're killing off the bacteria. But there is also one more thing, is that most of us can't even digest milk. Milk has a protein called lactose, and most people, like a majority of the population, global population, cannot even digest lactose. Is because to digest lactose, you need lactase in your body. Okay, just follow me here. When you are a child, when you are a baby, you have lactase in your body in order to digest the mother's milk. But as you grow older, you're gonna produce less and less and less lactase. You're not getting the full benefits of the milk anyways, right? So the calcium we talked about, this and that, you can get it from other foods easily. Milk is not a superfood. Okay, calcium, or I can get it from this plant. This vitamin, this B, whatever is there in milk, you can get it from other places very easily. Okay, milk is not a compulsory food that you need to have. Be very clear on that, especially if you can't even digest it. We have lactose free milk here and there, we see it in the market. Just stay away from that. In order to remove the lactose from the milk, God knows what processing has been done to it. Now this is the deadliest part that you didn't know about milk. Milk in fact is estrogenic in nature. For those of you who don't know, estrogen is the essentially opposite of testosterone. As a guy, you don't want lots of estrogen in your body, because it can have, and it definitely has, feminizing effects. Even affects your testosterone levels, and it affects your sperm count, affects your reproductive health, affects your mood. It makes you a feminized man. Like, I'm not making this up, this is actual science. Okay, in a study that was done, kids were given milk and within hours their estrogen spiked up. Same thing was seen with male adults and female adults. All the same thing, estrogen spiking up. And it's a very simple logic of why milk has estrogen in it, because the milk is coming from a pregnant cow, which when a female cow is pregnant, it naturally has more estrogenic properties in the milk, which transfers into the milk. And in case you didn't know, hormones cannot be like heated up and killed. Hormones don't die. Like, it's not like hormones don't die off. Okay, it stays in your milk and then you consume it, and then you can by the way, all the sources are in the description. Like, I'm not making any of this up. I don't know how to explain it. It makes you like a woman, essentially. You're likely to get gyno, and it is a well-known fact that higher estrogen leads to ED, it leads to reproductive problems, leads to lower sperm count, definitely leads to less testosterone in the body. I'm telling you, I'm not overly simplifying this. Simply said, it makes you a shittier woman. Like, it makes you more feminine. As simple as that. I don't know how else to explain it, because the science is right here in front of me. And if you are not worried as a guy, if you're not worried about your testosterone, there is something wrong with you. Because we all know what happens when we have low testosterone, right? We have low motivation about life. We desire less things. We are less aggressive about the things we want. We are less protective about the things we want. We are unhappier. Okay, we are likely to be skinny, fat, lazy. We just hate ourselves. When you're like a confident guy, you're gonna have more testosterone, and you want to have more testosterone. So if you're gonna continue drinking milk, which some of you might, I don't personally drink milk anyways, but I thought to make this video. You only want to drink desi cow, non-adulterated, RBST, no RBST, in a glass container, grass fed. The cow has to be grass fed, not grain and soy and all the different junk. Also, one more thing, man, the cows in India are fed junk. Okay, these farmers, they feed the cows anything. It's like free food, like whatever they find on the roads, the cow are given to eat, and then the milk is made. The best milk is gonna come from the cows that eat grass, green grass, like proper green leaves and green leafy stuff. Okay, so you want to drink, so go to a local farmer. You can easily find, local A2 produced milk. Just search that on Google Maps, A2, desi cow milk, some shit like that. Just search it on Google Maps and you'll find it. Go to a few places, whichever one you like, go for it. It's gonna be twice as more expensive than your regular plastic pouch milk, but it's worth the price. I'd rather you drink less milk but double the price than drink some garbage milk which is going to most certainly damage your health. When we talk about milk products like butter, cheese, paneer, this and that, unless it's homemade, made from the cow that you've bought from the local farmer, don't eat it. Because firstly, all the milk stuff has lots of sugar in it. The sweets you eat, sugar. The paneer might be made from fake, all this, it might be adulterated, or even if it's not adulterated, it's made from the milk that has RBST in it, and the milk is just low quality. Okay, you want to avoid all these different things, man. Even like things like butter, cheese and all, even if you think it's safe, it is definitely safe, as in like it's not adulterated, it's not fake, but it also has preservatives and emulsifiers and stabilizers, which, if you didn't know, damage your gut microbiome. And your gut microbiome is something that is very important. It's essentially like it kills off the good bacteria in your stomach. It ruins your mood. It has very, very bad effects. So make this stuff at home or don't eat it. As simple as that. Okay. And I've given you the blueprint. So milk itself is not bad, except the fact that it has estrogenic effects. Okay. If you drink the desi cow milk, which is untampered, non-RBST from the local farmer, the only bad effect it has is that it's estrogenic, as in it'll lower your testosterone, it'll increase your estrogen. Other than that, if you're fine with that trade-off, if you're really dependent on milk like that, fine, go for that milk. But any other milk and any other milk products, unless it's homemade, you don't want to eat it. As simple as that. Ideally, with the world we're living in, cut off milk entirely. Because somewhere or the other, it's not a satisfactory product anymore. At least for me. But that choice is up to you. If you like this video, you want to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And follow me on X and like the video. And follow me on Instagram as well. That's all, my friend. Take care.